As the tortoise settled on the elephant's back, he suddenly exclaimed, "Wait! I don't feel balanced up here. I'm afraid I might fall off. How about I tie a rope around your neck and hold on to it for support? That way, I'll be secure, and you won't have to worry about me slipping off." The elephant, anxious to reach the palace on time, agreed. They both looked around and found a sturdy rope. The tortoise carefully tied it around the elephant's neck and held on tightly. With the tortoise now riding high, the elephant picked up the pace, his massive legs covering ground quickly as they made their way through the forest. As they neared the palace, the elephant's excitement grew. He could already imagine the grand welcome that awaited him, the cheers of the animals, and the honor of being named chief of the Ofala. But the tortoise, who had been silent for much of the journey, was deep in thought, his mind racing with the final steps of his plan. As the tortoise and the elephant entered the grand palace, the scene was filled with excitement and anticipation. The palace grounds were adorned with vibrant decorations, and the air buzzed with the sounds of clapping and cheering. The animals of the kingdom had gathered in large numbers, their faces glowing with admiration and joy. The elephant, his pride swelling with every cheer, believed that the applause was meant for him. He lifted his trunk high, taking in the adulation with a sense of triumph. His massive feet stomped rhythmically, adding to the celebratory atmosphere. The grand entrance, the cheers, and the lavish decorations, all of it seemed to confirm his belief that he was the star of the event. The tortoise, riding comfortably on the elephant's back, maintained a calm and collected demeanor. He had orchestrated every detail of this moment with precision. While the elephant reveled in the crowd's excitement, the tortoise kept his gaze fixed on the Lion King, waiting for the right moment to unveil the final part of his plan. As they reached the center of the courtyard, a grand stage had been set up. The Lion King, sitting on his ornate throne, looked down at the approaching duo with a regal expression. The tortoise dismounted from the elephant's back, his movements deliberate and composed. The elephant continued to bask in the glory, oblivious to what was about to unfold. With a flourish, the tortoise approached the Lion King and presented him with a rope that had been tied around the elephant's neck. In Igbo land, presenting a live animal with a rope around its neck was a traditional way of showing ownership and dominance. It signified that the animal was not merely a gift but a symbol of control and authority. The Lion King accepted the rope with a nod of approval. The moment was heavy with significance, though the elephant remained unaware of its true meaning. The elephant's jubilation began to wane as he noticed the guards and the Lion King's serious demeanor. It wasn't until the Lion King stood up and addressed the crowd that the reality of the situation began to dawn on the elephant. The king spoke with authority and a tone that carried both finality and grace. "Today, we have witnessed a remarkable feat," the Lion King declared, his voice echoing across the palace grounds. "The tortoise has brought us the live elephant we desired. The cheers you have heard were not for the elephant alone but for the cleverness and perseverance of the tortoise who fulfilled our challenge." The words struck the elephant like a bolt of lightning. His eyes widened with realization as the cheering that had once felt so victorious now seemed to mock him. He turned to see the tortoise standing proudly beside the Lion King, a satisfied smile on his face. The tortoise's plan had been executed flawlessly. By handing the rope to the king, the tortoise had symbolically and literally claimed ownership over the elephant. In Igbo tradition, the presence of the rope signified that the tortoise had control and authority over the elephant. The elephant's heart sank as he understood the full extent of the deception. The cheers, the grand entrance, the celebration, it had all been a carefully orchestrated performance to present him as a mere possession. The once celebrated guest of honor was now revealed to be a pawn in the tortoise's scheme. The Lion King, observing the elephant's stunned expression, addressed him with a mixture of sympathy and formality. "You have been a noble creature, but the tortoise has proven his worth. As is customary, the animal presented with a rope signifies true ownership. You are now under the care of the palace." The tortoise, though his heart ached at the sight of his friend's suffering, remained resolute. His ultimate goal had been achieved. He had won the challenge and secured the princess's hand in marriage. Yet, the price of victory was a heavy one. As the days passed, the grand palace was abuzz with preparations for the wedding of the tortoise and the princess. The once somber mood had transformed into one of joyous celebration. The palace grounds were adorned with the most exquisite decorations. The air was filled with the sounds of music and laughter, as animals from all corners of the kingdom gathered to witness the union. The tortoise, though still bearing the weight of his actions, couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. He was about to marry the princess, an achievement that would forever change his place in the kingdom. The wedding ceremony was a grand affair, filled with traditional rites and customs. The Lion King, with his majestic presence, officiated the ceremony. The ceremony proceeded with great pomp, as the Lion King blessed their union and spoke words of wisdom and prosperity. The tortoise and the princess exchanged vows, their promises echoing through the palace grounds. As the final rites were concluded, the crowd erupted in cheers. The grand celebration was only just beginning. The highlight of the festivities was yet to come, the royal parade. The elephant, now a symbol of the tortoise's triumph, was brought to the center of the palace grounds. The once proud creature, whose earlier glory had faded into a somber realization of his new role, was adorned with intricate decorations. His massive frame was now a part of the celebration, though it carried an air of subdued dignity. With great ceremony, the tortoise and the princess were lifted onto the elephant's back. The tortoise, though small in stature, sat confidently beside his bride. The princess, with a radiant smile, held onto the tortoise as they prepared for their grand procession through the kingdom. As the procession began, the elephant moved with a deliberate grace, his steps steady and measured. The crowd watched in awe as the tortoise and the princess rode atop the magnificent beast. The parade wound its way through the village. Music played, dancers performed, and the atmosphere was charged with a festive spirit. The elephant, despite his earlier sorrow, now played a key role in the celebration, bearing the tortoise and the princess with a sense of majesty that was fitting for the occasion. As the parade drew to a close and the royal couple returned to the palace, the celebration reached its peak. The tortoise and the princess were welcomed with cheers and well wishes, their union symbolizing not just personal success but also a new chapter in the kingdom's history. In the days that followed, the tortoise and the princess settled into their new life together. The tortoise's cleverness and the princess's grace created a harmonious partnership. Despite the challenges and the cost of their journey, the kingdom embraced their union with open arms. The tale of the tortoise, the elephant, and the princess became a legend, a story of wit, perseverance, and the complex tapestry of trust and betrayal that defines the heart of every great tale. And so, the story ended with a royal couple riding through their kingdom on the back of an elephant, their tale forever etched in the annals of the animal kingdom's rich and storied history. As Mike Ejiga finished his tale, the children sat in silence, absorbing the lessons woven into the story. The fire crackled softly, and the night seemed to hold its breath as the weight of the tale settled in their hearts. "Remember, my children," Mike said softly, his voice filled with the wisdom of his years, "in this life, you will face many challenges. There will be times when you must use your wit and wisdom to overcome obstacles. But never forget the value of trust and friendship. For while a clever mind can win you many things, a loyal heart is worth more than all the treasures in the world." The children nodded, their young minds already turning the story's lessons over and over. They knew that they would carry this tale with them, a reminder of the importance of trust, the power of cunning, and the consequences of betrayal. And as the night deepened, with the stars shining brightly above, the children drifted off to sleep, their dreams filled with the stories of the animal kingdom, where lions ruled, elephants roamed, and tortoises, though small, could outsmart even the mightiest of beasts. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What did you gain from this story? How do the lessons of wisdom, trust, and tradition resonate with you in your own life? Write your thoughts and reflections in the comment section below. And remember, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you can stay updated with more captivating tales. Share this video with your friends and family to spread the joy of storytelling.